Hello and welcome to Saturday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, and a most beautiful looking puzzle for you today. Look at this. It's called Set Sail, and it's by Eccentric Panda. And it is Eccentric Panda's birthday today, so a very happy birthday to Eccentric Panda. We're going to attempt this puzzle, which apparently was inspired by Marty Sears Rat Run puzzles. And there are a few better things in the Sudoku world to be inspired by than that. I think season 3 of of Rat Run is pretty imminent, actually. So fingers crossed about that. Anyway, this isn't Rat Run. This is sort of pirate ships. We've got to sail a pirate ship around the island and collect or ransack other ships as we go. And there are a few rules. There's something about Krakens as well. We mustn't bump into any Krakens. But yeah, this is what we're going to be having a look at. Apparently it is a brilliant puzzle. And I believe, I might be wrong about this, but I think it might be Eccentric Panda's second ever puzzle creation, which is... which shows, well, that's remarkable, frankly. Oh, and also remarkable is that it's only taken 1 minute 20 seconds for Maverick to take off from the local airfield, and Maverick is about to buzz over our window. Now, that reminds me, I am dog sitting today for Dillis the little dachshund. Now, Dillis does occasionally start to whine quite loudly, and if that happens, I may have to go and give Dillis a treat. Anyway, hopefully we'll be all right. Dillis is fully treated up as we start the video, but I don't know how long the video is going to take me to record. But if there are whining noises in the background, that is what is happening. Now, actually, before we kick off and I read the rules, which I will do in a moment, I need to update you all on the Wrapped situation. So we're all getting these emails at the moment and notifications telling us which our favourite YouTube channels were, which our favourite songs on Spotify were for 2025. And yesterday I mentioned Evan, who had watched an enormous number of our videos, or I thought it was an enormous number. We've had many more emails overnight. I'll mention a few. Colin had only watched 406, but that is still a lot. Judy had watched 819 of our videos. Eric had watched 1006 of our videos. Sally had watched 1330 of our videos. But the undoubted winner is Cara. Cara has watched, and I got a way of showing you this. This is absolutely extraordinary. 2,316 videos. And I'm pretty sure we don't make that many videos in a year. I mean, even including all the Wordle in a Minutes and 2 a day and the masterclasses, that's nowhere near 2,300. So Cara has obviously been dipping into the back catalogue as well. That is phenomenal. Thank you so much. Well, thank you so much to all of you, obviously, who watch the channel. But Cara, that's a lot of time spent watching puzzle videos. And I am delighted about it. I wish there were more Caras in the world. What else can I mention before we kick off? Oh, Blueprints. We're streaming again on Monday night, 10 p.m. UK time. You know the score if you've been following the series. Do check that out then. Over on Patreon, we've got our Wind in the Willows Sudoku hunt. Also have a look at that. It is proving very, very popular. It's a little bit easier than in some of the earlier months. So although there are plenty of puzzles to get stuck into in order to help Mole open his advent calendar, you'll be able to do them all, even the Fog of War ones. And I've got birthdays to do today. Let me look at my list of birthdays. Xiao, over there in Brazil. Xiao, you've turned 15 today. And I know that chocolate cake is very much planned for you today. So, Xiao, I hope you have an absolutely brilliant birthday. And we'll go from Brazil to Indiana, where Alyssa, your husband Cameron wrote to me and told me that you enjoy the channel and you enjoy blueprints. So little present to you, more blueprints on Monday evening. And I hope there's extra presents at home in the form of heavily iced chocolate cake, of course. Next, Jeff. Jeff, it's your birthday today, and I know this because your partner Naomi wrote to me and thought you might faint if I read out your name. I hope you don't faint. And she's thinking she's going to get lots of great girlfriend points for arranging the shout out. I hope that's true. And Jeff, I hope the chocolate cake's magnificent. And then finally, John. John's turned the big 7-0 today. And I know this because your wife Jackie wrote to me to say that you should be watching this video after a day of surprises from your family. How lovely. So John, many happy returns on your 70th birthday. I hope that the cake you've no doubt enjoyed today was up to scratch. Many, many happy returns. Now, let's have a look at Set Sail by Eccentric Panda. And I will read you the rules of this one, which are definitely unusual. Actually, I've just realised the rules don't start. Maybe they finish with a phrase about normal Sudoku rules. I think normal Sudoku rules are applying, and maybe that's going to be hidden in these rules somewhere. We've got sail the pirate ship, which is presumably that, is it, along a path around the island. Green. Oh, I see, the island is made up of green cells. Yes, that's very clear. Okay. Starting and ending at the dock in row 5, column 6, which is this cell. The path must not cross itself, but may travel in any direction, orthogonal or diagonal, except directly into the wind coming from the north. Brackets, the path must not go straight upwards. Right, so we can't go like that, for example, because that would be going into the wind. We can't see the wind, but there is wind apparently in the puzzle. The path cannot enter island cells, so the path can't go. We can't cross the island in order to get from here to here, for example. Ships. The path must pass through every ship along the way to steal their supplies. Digits must decrease along the path, except when boarding a ship or re-entering the dock cell. The digit on a ship is exactly 3 greater than the previous digit on the path. Good grief. So if the path was going from there to there, so let's just imagine that that was a 4 and it was going to there. Yeah, that would be 3 more, so that would be a 7. It would go 4, 7. Okay, and if that was a 3, that would be a 6. That was a 2, that would be a 5. Yeah, okay, I can get that. Right. The dock with the pirate ship does not have to be 3 greater than the previous digit. Oh, I see, because we come back to the dock. Right. Right, okay. Okay, so we don't have to make this 3 bigger than the cell before it on the path. Shallow water. Light blue cells. That's lovely, isn't it? Digits in shallow water sum to the value in the corner if given. Oh, if given. Oh, I see, that one's not being given anything. The path must not enter any shallow water. And then Kraken. The digit 3 represents Kraken. Kraken do not appear in island green cells, nor may the path enter them lest your ship be sunk. That's great, isn't it? So we can't ever visit a 3 on our journey around the island, is what that means. And do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual, but now I get to play. Let's get cracking. Okay, I'm going to start off with that because I know that must be a 1 and a 3 to add up to 4. So the 12 cage is now either 4, 8 or 5, 7 because it can't be 3, 9 anymore. 16 in 4 cells, I think that's completely, well, I don't think there's much restriction on that at all. I mean, the average value of a cell there is 4, which is very close to the average value of a Sudoku digit, which is 5. So I don't think there's much we can do there. An 8 cage is either going to be 1, 2, 5 or 1, 3, 4. So it has to contain a 1. But beyond that, I don't think we're going to be... I mean, I'm not going to pencil mark it with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have done some extraordinary pencil marking recently, and I don't approve of it at all. Oh goodness, so I'm immediately going to have to think about this path, am I? Hang on, I'm just going to check the rules again. What do I have to do? I've got to sort of make decreasing thermometers. That's what I've got to do. Because the path is always decreasing. Except when we board a ship when it jumps up again. Yeah, I mean, there's really not many rules here, actually. Wow. Okay. Alright, so let's think about the path. So the path is... of course. Okay, so the path can't ever go north. So when we leave this cell... In fact, okay, maybe we take a more diligent approach. Maybe what we do is we say, I know that the path visits all of the ships, and I know the path begins and ends in the middle. So all of these cells are path. I'm going to make them orange, because I think blue and orange are our most colour blind friendly options, and I seem to be being guided in that direction by the fact that the ships are actually orange. Now, this can't go directly north, we're told that, so it must go here. So the path begins in that direction, and therefore it must end coming back down there, mustn't it? There's no other way to get to this cell. I tell you what I'm going to do though, I'm going to do something a little bit different. Actually, am I? I'm just wondering whether there's any merit at all in sort of having a different colour for the sort of out and back legs of the journey. Because it is a directed path in the sense that the path is going to decrease. So if I was to just draw it all in one colour, I could well make a mistake in thinking about how digits have to move through those two digits, if you see what I mean. Because actually what would have to happen... Yeah, this is the return leg. So this digit... Oh, well, hang on, but this doesn't obey the special rule or something. It said something about the special rule doesn't apply to the dock. I can't remember. I can't find it now. The dock with the pirate ship does not have to be 3 greater than the previous digit. But let's say the path went from here to here, then that would have to be bigger than that. Yeah, I think I'm going to use a different colour. Just, you have to humour me about that. So that's definitely on the path, but the red is going to indicate the return leg. Now we know that the shallow water is not on the path. And I presume I have to go through that cell by the looks of things. Oh dear. I mean, I think I do. I know that's not logical. Is it really possible to draw a path that doesn't go through there? Let's just block that off. So if I block that off, I'm not so sure it isn't possible actually, because that one, I have to visit that one, but it almost looks like it's been designed, doesn't it, so that I could do that. And I could loop around this little atoll of shallow water here. that is a little bit distressing, actually. Actually, sorry, I've just got distracted. I was thinking about John's birthday and the fact that his family was surprising him. That reminds me of when my dad got married. My dad has a brother in Australia, in Melbourne. I've mentioned that on the channel before. But unbeknownst to my dad, I arranged for my uncle to fly over for the wedding, and my uncle John. So we played golf in the morning, and then we were all sort of gathered. All the family were gathered. My dad had no idea, and we were all just chatting, sitting around this table in a bar in quite a swanky place, and Uncle John came in with the drinks and sort of said to my dad, what would you like to drink? He's got a very deep voice. And my dad, of course, was not expecting, he wasn't even looking, and he had no idea. And then you could see something in his brain suddenly said, "That's your brother." And he was totally bowled over. I mean, completely bowled over. It's one of the best things I ever did in my life, that was. Yeah, happy memories. Anyway, I got distracted. Well, I've got totally distracted. What were we trying? Oh yeah, no, I didn't understand. I have a feeling maybe it doesn't come through there then. So if it doesn't come through there, gosh, I mean, that's very complicated to work that out. How on earth are we going to be able to see whether or not that happens or not? Is it going to be something to do with how... Oh, I know what it'll be. Yeah, okay. It'll be something to do with how far the strands can stretch. Yeah, because there's an absolute cap, isn't there? In terms of how... We're not allowed to use the digit 3 at all. Oh, hang on a minute. Where's the digit 3? Let's forget this. Where's the digit 3 in this box? It's not allowed to be on an island, is it? Because it's a Kraken, and it said the Krakens don't appear. Yeah, Krakens don't appear on the island, and they don't appear on the path. So that's a 3. Sorry, that's been totally obvious. So 3 is in one of those 3 cells. So if that is on the path, it couldn't be a 3. And the 3 in this box would be... It would be in one of those, so that would be a 3. But if this is not on the path, then it could itself be a 3, and the 3 could be in one of those 2 cells. Oh dear. Okay, let's keep thinking about 3s. So 3s are in one of those 3 cells, definitely in this box. One of these 3 cells in this box. And oh, so 3 is nearly affecting the 8 cage. In fact, if the 8 cage was 1, 3, 4, that would be a 3. Would I care? Nah, I'm not sure it would. I'm very, very concerned that I am the intended idea here is that I somehow consider this decreasing pattern. So I mean, imagine you started with a 9. You could go 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. That's 6 cells. 2, 1, so 8 cells. So you can't have a 9-cell path because of the absence of a 3. But if you did have an 8-cell path, for example, then you couldn't have a very long path to the next ship afterwards, because you'd only bump up by 3, wouldn't you? You'd go from 1 to a 4, and then the 4 would start decreasing, so it couldn't have a very long path. So let me think this through. Okay. All right, I'm going to try and not do that. I'm going to try and do it a different way. If this is not on the path, then this channel here, this is a sort of there and back again path, isn't it? Because that's only 2 cells. So something on the journey down to this one, which is sort of off the Cape of Good Hope down here, that we've got to go down and get that, and then we've got to come back again. But okay. I was wondering if I could use the absence of a northward path to block that off. It's something like that, isn't it? It's definite. That feels like it's impossible to me, because I've got to go and get this. Yeah, you can't. Okay, here's the thought. You can't get this ship on the way back, because if you do, if this is on the red line coming back, you couldn't go north from it, could you? So you'd have to go that way or that way. And haven't I reversed the direction of the... I feel like I've crossed my streams, to use a Ghostbusters reference, if I do that. I don't feel that's going to work. Hang on, let me just think about that. So if I do that, or even that, on the way home, then the way out must be that, mustn't it? That's the only way of getting through. But then, in order... You know, any route I take to join this red to this red, it doesn't matter what journey I take to do that. The orange seems to have cut it in order to get to that point. Right, so that tells us that's true. That's logical. That is logical. So that tells us this is picked up on the way out. It's not picked up on the way back. And that is going to be a problem, I think. Because if this is picked up on the way out, if we're going around the left side of the island, the orange line is hugging the outside track, isn't it? It's going the long way, and the red is hugging the inside track. So the only way this can work is if we do that. That's the only way. So, and we have to be very careful with orange here as well, because no, hang on, because orange is going south. Orange is going south, so we can make that movement if we're going south. Gosh, it's quite complicated. But what I'm concerned about here, let's put it like that, is the orange line is going to go and it's going to collect this, and it's going to have to collect this, and then it's going to go here, and then it's going to loop and come back. And I feel, and I might be wrong actually, it feels to me like the red strand that I'm creating here is too long. But that might be incorrect. Because what I'm now saying is that the red strand, because this must pick up the orange strand, this must be picked up on the way out. Because if it's picked up on the way back, there'll be a crossing of the streams again. So red somehow, the return journey is something like that, is what I'm saying. That's the most efficient way you could do it. So if this was a 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, we're going in this direction, so we can't go north. I mean, this is quite complicated. I don't think it's quite going to work. I'm not certain, though. You certainly can't go back straight from here to here, can you? That's definitely not going to work. Because what did I say we were on by the time we got to this? 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. So this is 4. So the next digit can't be 3 because it's on the path. So it's going to be a 2. Best case. And I know orange must take this cell. So that red can't come here, or orange would cross it, and it can't go north. So it would have to be a 2 here, and then it could go into here and jump up. And jump up to... Oh, it can't be a... No, hang on. 4, 2. It jumps up to 5, doesn't it, if it does that? Because it goes up by 3. 5, 4, 2, 1. That's not going to work. So it's then going to have to get this one as well, and that's going to kill it. Oh God, it's very complicated, but it is killed. This route doesn't work because, let me explain a bit completely. You literally have to work out on the way back. You go from here to here. Obviously you can't connect this directly to this. And if you go here and say take a 1 and then go up here, that's a 4. You can't go to a 3, so you're going to go 2, 1, and you run out of digits before you get home. So you have to go here and sort of increase your total. So we want to try and maximize this digit. We can do that with a 5. We can then go... We can't go north. So we have to go here. Because 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, we're on 0 again. We can't get home. Actually, 5, 4, 3, no, we can't go through a 3. 2, 1, again, we're on a 0. So we have to go to this with the red strand. And why do I care about how I do that? Well, you can now see the problem. I think the problem is actually now the orange strand. So the orange strand starts here on a 9, say, 8, 7, I mean, I don't know how you do this without going north, but 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, it has to get to this orange, that's the ship, that's the first ship it can visit, because all of these are necessary for the return path of the red. I mean, that's very difficult. I don't even know whether that's necessary. But it isn't correct to do it. You can't do it. You can't. Let me just look at the rules again. See, I wonder if what I'm meant to do is just say I've got to take a path around the island, and therefore it must be a ring. Maybe that's what I'm meant to do. But anyway, it doesn't matter, because I've now proved that we are going down this channel. So this is not a 3. So the 3 is up here, so these are not 3s, and this is a 3, and that's off the path, which I don't know if that matters anyway. Okay, and now what do we do? So now, well, let's imagine that was a 9. That would be an 8. We know this is on the path now, so I'm going to make that orange. The thing is, we don't know whether we're going diagonally through this. Diagonally really sort of, it really affects the journey, doesn't it? 9, 8. So what's the highest value this can be? 9, 8, 7. That could be a 6. 5, 4. Oh, and then it jumps, of course. So that's 7 or lower, because 4 was the maximum. So this is 7 or lower. I mean, do I know what that is now then? This is on the path. Sorry. That's on the path, because these two are not on the path. So the path comes through this. So this digit, 6, 5 in one of those, that is at most a 4. It can't be a 3 because it's on the path. So it's 3, 1 or 2. And it's not 1 because 1 is in the 8 cage. 2 or 4 gives both of the options are still available there. Okay, but that does mean this is very restricted then, because, well, we can't go through 3. So in going to this digit, we're either going from 2 to 5 or from 4 to 7. Even if we go down to this cell, no, we'd have to go from 4 to 2 to this cell to go to this cell. In fact, we couldn't do that because that would rule out all options for the 8 cage. So I think we are going directly from here to here. We can't go, if we're on 2, we have to go directly because we can't go to 1, we'll kill this. And if we're on 4, we can't go to here because we're not allowed to go through 3, so we'd have to go to 2, and that would also kill this. So that the path goes there. And this is a 5 or a 7. And this is 2 or 4. It's not that easy, this puzzle. Oh, I see. Right, so this 12 cage is not 5, 7 now. It's probably going to be 3, 9, so that the Kraken hides in the shallow water. It's either 4, 8 or 3, 9. Oh, I can hear Dillis. No! 3 is in one of those 2 cells by Sudoku. Can't be on the boat, can it? Because the boat is definitely on the path. And 3 is in one of these. If it was there, it would force us to go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. I don't think that's a problem. The only thing that might cause a problem is if that's 1, 3, 4. That would put 3 here. And then I couldn't use... Oh, this is complicated. I need to actually look at this. If that's 1, 3, 4 and that's 3, then 4 can't go in any of those cells. So let me just think about that. That 3, 7, 6, 5, 4, because 3, 4. Yeah, that looks like it works actually, doesn't it, I think. Or maybe the 3 being up here, do we care about that? Maybe not. Wow, this is not straightforward at all. Right. And if that's 3, I think, well, that makes that 1, 2, 5. Maybe that's harder, because that would then make this 4, 7, definitely. So if that's 3, and this is 1, 2, 5, well, no, that's fine. Providing I go 6, 5, 4. It's very forcing that, actually. Very forcing. Or maybe it's this strand. Or I tell you the other thing it could be, and that's the whole business about not being able to go north. I find that really strange to try and work my head around. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 5, 4, 2, 5. And if that's 5, maybe there's a problem getting to here. 5, 4, 2, 1. And this would have to be a 4, wouldn't it? And then we can't go north, so we'd have to go... And we can't go to a... Oh, hang on. Maybe that's the point. Ah, that's really interesting. Maybe that just can't be 5, because you can't get home again. That would be very strange. Yeah, I can believe it, though. Let's just think that through. So if this is 5, and we try and move with alacrity, given we're not allowed to go through 3, 4, 2, 1 would be the only way to get to this ship. So this is a 4, which corrects the value of this. That would be 5, 7, no, which would be know the order of. But anyway, this is a 4. 2, oh, 2, we'd have to wiggle to do it because we can't go north. So 4, 2, 1, that would be a 4. 2. Yeah, you can't do it. You can't make this a 4. Because it would have to be a 4 in this paradigm, but you can't get to this ship because you can't go north. So here you have to go there because this is off the path. So we're on 4, 2. You can't put a 1 here because of this 1, 3 pair. And you can't go north anyway, but so you have to go here. So 4, 2, 1, and I can't just close the loop. I can't go north. So I have to take another step, and that's on to a 0. Right, so the correct logic is that this is not a 5. It can't be. It's got to be more than a 5. Now, it can't be a 6, because that would imply this was a 3 and was on the path, and that's not allowed to be a 3, because 3 is a Kraken. So that is a 7, and this is a 4. And now this is 1, 2, 5. Right. Oh, the only problem with that is it's not going to tell me the order of this. Although probably you can't have that as a 3 now. 8, 7, 6. 8, 7, 6. No, you can't. You can't keep it high enough. So this can't be 3 because it's going to deflect the path to go round it. So the 3 must be there. That's off the path. So the next cell on the path is there. So 8, so 9, 8, 7, 6. So it is 9, 8, 7, 6, and then a 5 there. That's the only place the 5 can go, and it's the only way of getting the path round the corner. So you have to do that. This is it's very clever, but it's much harder than I thought it was going to be. Actually, to be diligent about it. Oh, what? No, I don't want to go. No, the 3 is definitely off the path, Simon. I should have a special colour, shouldn't I, for Krakens? That's a very good idea. We'll make our Krakens black, like their eyes, no doubt. I saw Clash of the Titans. Did it have black eyes? I can't remember. But there we go. We've done a bit of the path. We've got a bit of Sudoku we can probably do there. 1, 2, 1, 2, 4, 9. Maybe we can't do it. 1, 2, 4, 9. That's not 1 or 2. These two are not 9. That one's not 4. Bother. And now I think all the pressure's been taken off this digit. So that's now not 7. So this isn't 5. And I don't know what to do now. 3 is in one of these cells. It can't be on the island. That was a rule. I remember reading it. Oh, hang on. There's a 3 here, where did it? I think we had that before, and somehow it got deleted. I didn't mean to do that. I hope I didn't delete that at a point where it would have been incredibly useful to not have to do any complicated thinking. Those 2 digits at the top of the 16 cage now are quite big digits. Yeah, they are quite big digits. You could... Does one of them have to be a 4, in fact? If one of them wasn't a 4, what would they be? They wouldn't be 1, 2, 3, 5 or 6. They'd be 7 and 8. They can't be 7 and 8 because these would have to add up to 1. So they must have a 4 in them. And that means this digit's a 9. There we go. That's a little bit of a win for the goodies. Now, this column now is made up of 4, 7 and 8. So this means this is either 4, 7 for 11, and these digits would add up to 5 without using 4, so they'd be a 2, 3 pair. Or it's 4, 8. Oh, that's lovely. Right, it's not 4, 8. Because these would be a 1, 3 pair, and that's going to break that little cell over there. So this is 4, 7. This is 8. This is a 2, 3 pair, which means this is 1, and that's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion. That's Krakened. One of these is Krakened. Now, how has that helped me? I don't know. It probably has helped me a bit. Is it Sudoku? I'm trying to resist. I don't want to look at the path. I find this path very complicated. We're going to have to go there, aren't we? We can't go up there and then down there and then up there again. No, I don't think we can. 7, 6, 5, 4, 2, 5. Let's assume 5, 2, 4. No, that wouldn't work. So we are going here next. So 7. If we went with alacrity, we could go 7, 6, 5, 4. So this is a maximum of 7. Because we could presumably wiggle about somehow before we went there, and that would make this lower, because this is 3 bigger than the previous digit. So this is a maximum of 7. Oh, I tell you what it can't be. It can't be a 6. Because the previous digit would have been a 3 on the path, so it wasn't that. So 7, 5, that looks interesting. 7, 5, 4. Yeah, and it can't be a 3 because then the previous digit would have been a 0. So it is 4, 5, or 7. I feel like that's trying to be helpful to me. What do we think it's going to be? I'm not so totally sure. Well, hang on. If it's 4, isn't that the thing that gave me the trouble before? Wasn't that the whole genesis of why I didn't think this could be whatever it was, a 5? 5, 4, 2, 1. Yeah, this can't be a 4 because it gives you a problem with this one. This one to this one, you can't do it. So this is 5 or 7, and therefore this is not 5 or 7, and this is 4 or 8. And that's beautiful, because now this is not 4 or 8, and that's going to have to be 3 or not. Oh, well, that's not 3 then. I thought, okay, we get a 3. We get an extra Kraken. We've earned an extra Kraken in box 7. I don't know where the Kraken is in box 9. I don't know where the Kraken is in box 3. Okay, and the previous digit then is 2 or 4 again, a bit like that one was. I mean, if that's 5, I can't use 4. I think that's going to give me the same problem again. If that's 5, the next digit in getting to this one is going to be a 2. And then I run out of digits. I mean, it's 3 digits. It's 3 movements to get to that. I can't do it. So that's got to be a 7. Which means 7 is up here. The previous digit is a 4. And that 4 isn't coming from this box. So there is a 4 in one of those 2 cells that is the digit preceding this one. And that 4 is on a path from a 7 that is descending. So it's a direct path. Because, I mean, it's going to take me, however I do it, it could be there. 7, 6, 5, 4 thingy, I think would work. Or 7, 6, 5, 4 thingy would work. Oh, 7. I don't know which way round it goes, but it's going with alacrity in one direction or the other. So I think what I'm saying is that there is a 6 in one of those, and that there is a 5 in one of those. And then there's a 4 in one of those, and then we go from that 4 to the 7. Now, presumably, I don't know what my brain is about to say. I don't know. Oh dear. I don't know what that means, but that does seem to be a truth, doesn't it? We've uncovered. It's not very much, but it's a tiny deduction that's allowed us to make a bit more progress. Okay. Is there a way of working this out? I'm sure there is somehow. I just don't know what it is. Right, what do we need in this box? 3, 6, 8, 9. So let's actually label this 3, 6, 8, 9. That's definitely not 3, and it's definitely not 8 because it sees both of them. That one isn't 8. This one isn't 3 or 9. There is a 3, 9 pair here, look. So does that matter to us? Yeah, actually that does. That's weird. Right, so the question we now need to ask is where is 8 in row 7? Because it's not here, and it's not here. So 8 is in one of these 3 cells, and 7 is as well. So one of the options I was looking at was 7, 6, 5, 4. That's no longer possible because one of these digits is a 7 or an 8 at least. They both may be 7 or 8. But because I have to put 7 and 8 in this sequence, I can't take the path north, so I have to take it south, and that's good. So I must go 6, 5. I still don't know which of these is the 4. I don't think I do anyway. So I think the path could go here or there. Neither of those is north, is it? So I think both of those are okay. This is now not a 5. The 6 is not in those cells. And does that matter is the question. And it might do somehow. Golly, I don't know. 1s and 2s. So I can only put one of 1 and 2 up here. So one of these is a 1 or a 2. So these are from 1, 2 and 4. And one of these is a 1 or a 2. So these are from 1, 2, 7 and 8. And then somehow we're going to have to consider where we go from here to get to here, aren't we? Now I was going to say, do we have to go through this cell? But I don't think we do. Okay. So my phone is, but that's okay. So the next digit, it's unlikely to be this digit. It's not this digit, actually. It can't go there. Because this cell can be neither 4, 5 or 6 or 3 by Kraken logic. So this would be a 2, and we couldn't then get to here. So our next cell probably can't be, no, it can't, because one of these is a 4, and the 4 we're using to get to this. We're not going back over here again. So it's one of these, and it's probably a 6, but I don't know that. But 6 say, 5 they say. So the maximum value of this, if we go and say, I don't know that we can, we could go 6, 5, boom, and that could be an 8 then. It couldn't be a 9. So it's 8 or lower, definitely. It's not 5. And it can't be 4 for the same reason as before. We couldn't get to the next ship. So that is 6, 7 or 8. It can't be 6 because you can never go. None of these can be 6 because they would have been entered from a 3, which is a Kraken. So this is 7 or 8, and the digit preceding it is 4 or 5. Well, it's difficult for it to be a 4. Oh, it could be a 4 here, could it? I mean, that's crazy. That is crazy, but it's probably not rule-outable. Wow. So how would we get to this cell with a 4? This cell would have had to have been... I think you can do it. So you could go 6... Oh, no, you can't. You can't get to that cell with a 4 because of the absence of a northward movement. It's a bit weird, actually. But to get to this cell, you'd have to come from this cell. So this would have to be the 5. But then you can't have come to the 5 from this cell because that's a northward movement. So you'd had to come to it from a 6 from here. But that would be a northward movement. So you haven't come to it from the 4 here. So the only way of coming to this cell, given that 4 by Sudoku can be in none of those cells, is from a 5, and this is an 8. And to come at it from a 5, we can't come at it from these cells because these would be lower than 5. So we're coming at it from one of these cells for a 5, and the 5 can't come from below it, so that's 5. And now we've got to connect these up, and the only way of doing that is like that. That is absolutely ridiculous. That is a ridiculous series of logical steps. Now look, this is 8 now by Sudoku because of this 6. So that's 8 and that's 4. So this is 4, which tells us how the path arrived in the 7 in the first place. So we've now got the path doing all of these things. My original idea of using this as a sort of there and back again Bilbo Baggins idea was proved totally and utterly inept. 5 in this sequence is now here because of this 5. I know there's a 1 or a 2 and a 7 or an 8 in there, so this digit is 6 or 9 and can't be 6. So that's got to be 9, that's got to be 6. Oh, that didn't. Oh, that's a 3 or a 9 then. That's distressing. Oh, this is a 1-2 pair apparently. 8 is in one of those cells by Sudoku. 7, look, is in one of these cells by Sudoku. That could be useful for the way our path is going to... Yeah, the path isn't going there, is it? Because that's a cul-de-sac because of all the island. So the path is going into one of those. And if it goes here, it has to go north for its next step. So it's not doing that. So the path is doing that. And then it can't go north, so it's doing that. Ah, this is really clever. It's really clever stuff. And then it can't do that. So, okay, so it's possible this is a 7. And that's not possible, that's a 6, actually. So the maximum value of that is a 5. So it's 5, 4, 2, or 1. I bet it can't be a 1. I mean, if it's a 1, that has to be a 4. And I bet you can't get home. 4, let's try and work this out. 4, 2, 5. I know, maybe you can actually. 5, 4. Because this one doesn't have to have a relationship, so that I think would be okay actually. Oh well, that's distressing. 7. I mean, it's most likely that's going to be a 7. I fully appreciate that. Oh no, I tell you why this can't be a 1. Because I'm not allowed to go north, am I? I forgot that. Okay, that's actually quite an important point. Well, it's probably just doing Sudoku nonsense, but the fact now is that 1 is not in those cells, and it's not here. So 1 is in one of those 3, and that's going to resolve this. So that's 2, that's 1, that's 1. This is now 2, 7, 8. This is now a 2 in the corner. That's a 1. I really hope that goes further. But oh, 9. That's this 9, 3 has been resolved for a while. So 9 is in one of those cells, probably on the boat. 3 is a Kraken. Let's make sure we label it as such. So 3. Oh, well, that's interesting. Yeah, 3 is there. So now we've got a new Kraken. So the path home from this one to there can't go through. It's got to go. It can't go north either. So it's got to go there. The thing is, though, you don't know it goes directly to there. It could go northwest and then go east twice, and then make its way down. I mean, maybe there's a sort of thermometer reason why that can't happen. Right, these digits are 2, 4, 5, 7. And I know that's 2, 4, or 5. Okay, I don't think it can be a 2, because to be a 2, its next step... Oh no, it could, maybe it's a 1 here, that's what it could do. No, okay, sorry, I didn't think about that option. It could go 1 here and then 4 here, couldn't it? And if that was a 4, we're then going downwards again, so we'd have to go 2. So the highest this could be would be 5. 4... No, that doesn't work now. I think the fact we've been forced into this sort of north channel is difficult to make this too low. I mean, okay, let's work backwards. So this digit could be... There's nothing preventing this being a 1, is there? Or am I being a bit dumb there? And we're heading south, so let's say that's a 1, that's a 2. In crossing that boundary, look, you can't have a 3, so that would be a 4. And that's... So 5 is the minimum value of this. So 6 is the minimum value of this. So this is at least a 6. It can't be a 6, which we've already said that. You can't make these 6. So it's 7, 8, or it's probably 9. But it's very big, is what we've just worked out. And that's probably important. It says desperately trying to work out why. It's 7, all three of well, we get 2 7 boats, which is then we'd have to procrastinate, wouldn't we? Or is that nonsense? How would that work? I don't like that. I feel like I've run out of 4s if I do that. Is that total rubbish? Am I not going to get 2? I might be wrong about this. I feel like if I make both of those 7, no, maybe it's okay. No, maybe it's okay. I might be wrong. Oh no, because I can't go north. No. Okay, I thought I'd seen a way I could make it work, but my way of making it work made that a 4. I'm not sure I like that. I'm not sure it matters, having said that. I think I might be just getting rid of a 7 in this cell. Yeah, but let me just show you. If I do make that 7, because that's 7 and that's 7, we get all these 7s, but 2 of them are restricted in the sense that we know that they're ships. So the digit that we have to enter the 7 from is a 4. Now, 4 in this column means that we're entering this 7 from a 4 in one of those cells. But there's now no way to get into that 7. Because I can't enter it from here, because that's a north movement. And I've got 4 here, and I've got 4 there. So the only way of getting into it, I suppose, in theory, would be from a 4 here with a southerly movement. Well, that's impossible, because that's a 4 in this instance, and I don't even think I can get to that cell. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work, so that's not 7. Now, does that do anything? Yeah, I suppose the thing that does is it pushes up this, doesn't it? Because now I'm entering this from a 5 or a 6, which even if it was in one of these cells, yeah, how could this be 5? That's it. How could this be 5? If this is 5, to get to here, we're dropping. So we're dropping to, say, a 4. But then we can't. We're increasing by too much of a value. So that's 7. That's really interesting. That's a very, very weird bit of logic. And now, okay, so now we're getting into the 7. We do need a 4. So we're not entering it from a 2, and we can't entering it from a 4 here, so this is a 5. I don't know if I'm doing this the correct way, but I'm doing it my way. Right, this digit is between 5 and 8 and isn't 6, so that is a 7. Oh, nearly. So 7's in one of 2 places in that box. And we can't go directly, so we have to go via a 4, and the 4 is not there or there, so that it's a 4 in one of these 2 cells, and it's not that one, look, because I've got a 4 up there. So there is a 4 here, and that is how the movement must work. Wow. And then we're going to go I don't know what... Oh, we've got a 2, 3 here, actually. So 2, 4, 4, 7. 7 is in one of these 3 cells. What about this column? Can I do something with it? 2, 2, 6, 9. I'm just going to pencil mark it and hope Sudoku rescues me. Which it doesn't seem to want to. 2, 6, 9. What else do I need? I need a 1. Oh, I tell you... No, that doesn't work. I was going to say, where's 1 in this row? And I thought I was going to get it on the path. But no, I can't do that. Okie dokie. So let's try. What do you think we try next then? 4 I can just place by Sudoku into this box. So 4 is in one of 2 cells of box 5. I could absolutely believe that there's some Sudoku jiggery pokery going on now. But where? 5 is very, very restricted. There we go. 5 in the middle box is placed. So 5 is not placed in box thingy. Box thingy is the technical term for box 2. This 2, 7, 8 triple doesn't want to resolve, does it? 1, 2, 6, 9 over here. Let's actually fully pencil mark this as well in a slight mode of desperation. That this is a is that true? Hang on, I don't trust that pencil mark. 1, 1, 2. That is a 1, 2 pair in the row. So that's a 4. Which makes this a 4 and this a 7. That's huge. That is a huge piece of logic. Okay, because now I'm going to get the middle digit of the puzzle. And the middle digit is apparently an 8. And that... Oh no, that doesn't do... Oh, well, now what do these digits? They're 1, 2, 6, aren't they? And that isn't 1, and that isn't 6. And this digit is now a 9, actually. That's what it is. It just has to be. And 2 here means this is a 2. 1, 6. 1, 2. Come on. Yeah, now I get that digit's a 6, which means that digit's a 6. I need 1, 5, and I need 1. This is a 5, 9 pair. Ah, nearly. Okay, but 5 and 9 mean this is 3, and that's 9, which means this is 3 and this is 2. So Sudoku is suddenly coming up trumps here. Now, what about these digits? 5, 8, 9. 5, 8, 9 here. This is an 8. 5, 9 pair in the row. So that digit's a something, which I ought to be a 2 is what that digit is. And that makes that a 6. And now I've got a 1, 2 pair. This 2 takes a 2 out of this cell. I'm chocolate teapotted on my 2, 7, 8. And this column needs... Oh, nearly. That column needs 7, 8, 9. Maverick's coming over for another fly past. This column needs 1, 2, 6, 7. So that's a naked single. That's a 6, I think. Okay, so this digit is 1, 2, or 7. It's 1 or 7. Oh, it's 1 or 7, but it's on the path. Look where it is on the path. It can't be a 1. It's got to get to there. That's got to be a 7. So that's got to be 2, 8, 7. 1, 2. Okay, so we can... Now we've got an 8, 9 pair here. This is definitely not 7 anymore. Okay, let's delete some pencil marks and tidy up these pencil marks, because these include the digit 1, which has to be there, and that's a 5. Right, so yeah, and this is going to do it, because now how do we get... If this was 9, it's entered but from a 6, which is there. There's no 6 I can get to. So I must be entering this cell from a 5, which makes this an 8, which makes this a 9. That's going to be the 5 we're looking for. And that, believe it or not, has finished the puzzle, but it hasn't, well, in a way, but it hasn't, because I have to get the path. So it's got to go there, there, there. And then it can't go to a 1, so it can't enter the shallow water, so it's going to go to a 5. It looks like it's the 4 next. It is 4, 2, and then I've made a bit of a ricket with my original red highlighting, which I never ended up using. Now let's check the path hasn't gone north anywhere. I think we're good. I mean, that's a brilliant puzzle. Oh, congratulations on making it back to shore alive and with your stolen treasure. Now you just have to avoid getting caught by the authorities. Wow, that was that was much harder than I was expecting, and it's super interesting. There was some very cool logic. That stuff up there was wicked. And actually, although I might not have needed to do it, the stuff at the beginning to try and work out whether the path actually had to sort of circumnavigate the island, or whether it was allowed to somehow, swing round and do a loop like this, that was very tricky as well. So, very enjoyable. Let me know in the comments how you got on with it. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.